Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience drinking coffee. And so I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background story first, and then I'm going to tell you why I decided to quit drinking coffee on a regular basis and what my experience has been like. So I started drinking coffee probably when I was a junior or senior in high school. Didn't drink it that much then. And then when I went off to college, I found that I was drinking coffee all the time. I drank coffee all day long. It was just not a concern for me. I really liked it. I like the way it tastes. I like the way that it smells. I like going to coffee shops with friends. And so I found that I was just drinking a lot of coffee in college. When I moved on to grad school, I found that I was still drinking a lot of coffee, probably not as much as when I was in college, but definitely it was still an everyday thing. And I didn't have a problem with it. It didn't bother me. I had no reason to even consider stopping drinking coffee because it wasn't a problem for me. I really liked it. I still continue to really like coffee, and I just never really considered quitting. And after grad school, I continued drinking coffee on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and it hasn't been a problem for me. At least I thought it wasn't a problem for me. And I found that I was drinking about 2 cups in the morning, usually a cup or 2 in the afternoon. And like I said, I thought that it was not a concern for me. I thought I had no problem with drinking coffee. I mean, I did realize if I went camping or if I went somewhere and I wasn't able to get coffee as soon as I woke up in the morning, or if I had like 1 cup of instant coffee or something like that, that I kind of had this headache throughout the day. So I did know that I was addicted to caffeine, but like I said, it really just wasn't a concern for me. And towards the beginning of this year, so this is 2017, probably January or probably late January or maybe early February, I started kind of thinking about quitting drinking coffee on a daily basis. And some of the reasons why I decided to do that were, I realized that eventually my husband and I are gonna probably have children, and I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to drink coffee when I was pregnant, which I'm not pregnant right now. We're not trying, but I knew that I was gonna have to quit once that point in my life comes. And so I thought, ooh, that might be bad to have to quit while you're pregnant. And so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna try to quit and just kind of see, how bad it is. That way I'll kind of know what to expect once I eventually do get pregnant. And, but I knew it was gonna be pretty rough because like I said, if I went camping and I didn't have a cup of coffee in the morning, as soon as I woke up, I realized that I had headaches. So I wanted to be kind of careful with how I stopped drinking coffee because I knew that I had to continue with my life responsibilities, working and things like that. So for the first week, I just cut down to 1 cup of coffee a day. And I had it in the morning, and then I just didn't drink anymore throughout the day. And I had just a dull headache for that whole first week. I was pretty irritable, and the biggest thing was I was so exhausted. I felt so tired all day long. I just wanted to drink another cup of coffee to help give me a boost of energy, and I thought, yeah, right, there's no way I'm gonna be able to stop drinking coffee. I need it for energy. I need it to help me make it through the day. And that first week was just terrible. But I still wanted to kind of challenge myself and see if I could stick with it. And so the second week I decided to drink a cup of coffee one day, and then no coffee the next day, and then drink a cup of coffee the next day, then no coffee the next day. And I was really, really worried about this because once again, I knew that I had to continue to go to work, and I knew that the previous week with just 1 cup of coffee a day was terrible. And so I was pretty scared to do this at first, but I thought, I'm just gonna stick with it and just see what happens. And so I drank a cup of coffee and then didn't drink a cup of coffee the next day, and I felt bad, but I didn't really feel any worse than what I felt the week before. And so I was like, well, I can make it through this. And so I did that for about a week where I 1 cup of coffee one day, no coffee the next day. And then after that full week, I decided, okay, I'm just gonna stop altogether. No more coffee in the mornings, no more coffee during the day. And so I did. So that third week, I just stopped drinking coffee completely. And I still had a headache. I still felt irritable. And once again, the biggest thing for me was I felt exhausted. I felt tired all day long. I just wanted more coffee. I just wanted to sleep. I couldn't get rid of that headache. It was just so bad. It was really, really bad. And then I realized, wow, I was so addicted to caffeine, and I didn't even really realize how addicted I was, because I definitely did not think that it would take me that long to kind of come off of it without withdrawal symptoms. I thought maybe it would be like 2 days I'd feel bad, but no, that third week when I quit completely, I felt bad for the majority of the week, I think. And then I started feeling kind of normal. I didn't have that terrible headache anymore. I still felt a little bit tired, but not as exhausted. And I wasn't as irritable. And then over time, I started to realize that my sleep improved so much. And that alone was the reason why I decided to stick with this. I never had trouble sleeping when I was growing up. I didn't have trouble sleeping in college. I didn't have trouble sleeping in grad school. And then once I started working, I realized that I started having trouble sleeping. And I thought, I really don't like this. I'm not sleeping the whole night. I'm waking up in the middle of the night. I can't go back to sleep. And then I'd wake up in the morning and I'd feel really, really tired and really exhausted. And I hated it so much. But I really didn't do anything about it. I just kind of sucked it up for, probably 5 years or so, and just accepted that I was no longer able to sleep very well. And I never even considered giving up caffeine, and I don't know why, because that kind of makes sense to go to that, but I didn't really think about it. And so once I was able to sleep the whole night through and not wake up, I just felt amazing. I felt so good being able to sleep. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to go back to coffee, even though I love drinking coffee, and I would love to drink coffee every single day. It is not worth it, because I would rather sleep great than drink coffee. And so at first I was like, I'm never going to drink coffee. I'm not going to drink coffee again. I'm going to only buy decaffeinated tea, and I'm just really going to watch my caffeine intake. But over time I realized, okay, I do really like coffee, so I'm gonna have a cup occasionally. And when I say occasionally, I mean about once a month. About once a month, I will either make a cup of coffee at home, or I will go out to a coffee shop and order my favorite, which was the cappuccino made with soy milk. So that is like an ultimate treat for me, something that I would rarely get even when I drink coffee every day, because it's kind of expensive to go out and get coffee. And so that has always been kind of a treat for me, and I'm going to continue to have that occasionally as kind of like a special treat. But I, definitely will not go back to drinking coffee every day, because it actually made me feel more exhausted, more tired, and I couldn't sleep at night. And so that's my experience from quitting caffeine on a daily basis. And if any of you guys have had similar experiences, please share below, or if anyone is on the other side of this and thinks that giving up caffeine is totally stupid, which I was on that team for several years. I totally get it, and won't blame you at all. But just feel free to make some comments below, or tell me what it was like when you decided to quit drinking caffeine or drinking coffee. So I hope you guys like this video, and hope to see you guys soon. I'm planning on making some other videos, hopefully in the near future, so we'll see what comes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you next time.